You ever been in a situation or a place or an event and it's something maybe you planned or somebody you care about planned, you maybe with your family or whatever, and for some reason you're not having a good time that you expected to have because you're thinking about a bazillion other things, like will everybody have a good time? Will the plans work out? Well, believe it or not having a good time is normal. So stick to the end of this video. We'll tell you how to forget about the stress part and not having a good time. Just go ahead and have that good time, okay? It's an easy problem to fix. It happens to everybody. It's happened to me. Let's move on. We'll get you there. Here's a little bit of information about how your brain works, okay? Your brain's primary job is to keep you safe, okay? It isn't happiness, it's safety. It wants to stay alive. Back in those saber-toothed tiger days when you're being chased around in the jungles or whatever, your brain is it's still there. That's called the lizard brain. It's the safest part in your brain. It's buried deep inside there. So what it looks for is like any uncertainty, any pressure, unresolved stress. So usually it's the uncertainty about the event that's causing you not to have a good time. Just recently I was on vacation and we bought tickets to a show. There were 5 people, 5 seats. I paid for everything, okay? So I got some money on the line there, and the venue is big. You know, it's like horseshoe-shaped seating, faces the stage. So the person shows us to our table, and I'm convinced we got terrible seats. So I'm sitting there, you know, there's a band playing right now until the show actually starts. And I can see part of the band because the curtains are closed a little bit. And I'm right next to the curtain. I can put my hand down on the stage, but I'm right next to the curtain. So I'm really convinced this show is going to be terrible. Okay? I know it's going to be terrible. I can't see. So anyway, the band packs up, they go away, then they opens the curtains. And it was a fantastic show. I got to say, I probably had the best seat in the house. But for about 25 minutes, I was convinced. I was just silently mad that this is going to be terrible. And I was wrong. It all worked out. So the thing is, like, your brain is trying to predict what's going on. And it's looking at all the options, everything it sees, all your experiences in the past. And what it tries to do, it feeds you that information, and sometimes the outlook doesn't look good. But you don't have all the information because it's a new place, new environment. It'll catch up with you. And often it turns out you're going to have a better time than you thought. Here's a little more information on that. If you happen to be anxious normally or abnormally, or maybe a little neurodivergent, which covers a lot of ground, ADHD, OCD, dyslexia, a lot of those things call into play here. When you're calm, that could feel uncomfortable. Okay, your system's used to constant thinking, constant analysis, vigilance, emotional tension. So you're always on the lookout, always aware. Okay, so then quiet moments, like when you're about to see something that's supposed to be fun and entertaining, can trigger discomfort. Sometimes it's hard to just sit down, relax, enjoy the show. Even though they might say, sit down, relax, and enjoy the show. But studies on anxiety and hypervigilance show that people often stay mentally busy to avoid emotional vulnerability or loss. So again, that's an emotional protection that your brain is working with, and it's for your benefit, even though you might not realize it. Okay? So your brain says, don't relax yet. Something could go wrong. Something might go wrong. Maybe everybody isn't going to have a good time. Maybe the show's going to be terrible. Maybe service is terrible. If you're on a date, is your date having a good time? Is the food going to be okay? Is the weather going to be nice? All these things happen. They're all stuck in your head. So instead of enjoying the moment, you monitor the moment. Okay? So it's kind of like you're taking a step back, looking at the situation, saying, is everything going the way it's supposed to go? So how does pleasure fit into that? It doesn't. You got to get out of that monitoring mode. Sometimes people approach this with a thought like, you know, why can't I enjoy this? I should be happier. I should be present. What's wrong with me? Research shows that self-monitoring actually reduces enjoyment. So the more you think about trying to have a good time, the less chance you're going to have a good time. And you start thinking about why, what's going on, what's wrong with me. It's nothing wrong with you. It's just you're going down the rabbit hole of self-monitoring. So psychological science Let me say that again. Psychological science found that evaluating happiness is a key to lowering your happiness. Okay? You can't think your way into happiness. Presence is a nervous system state, not a mindset. Okay? So your body has to let go of what your brain's trying to focus on and the monitoring of the situation and just enjoy the show or the event or situation. So here's something simple that should help you get away from that self-monitoring and prevent you from being happy and get your brain readjusted to let your body experience the fun. Okay? You can enjoy life, even if you're the big thinker. Okay, there's three things. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Okay, in that situation, name 3 things you can hear. If you're on a date, what's the feedback coming from your date or whoever you're with, your companion? Okay, if you're in a show or something, can you hear the music? Can you hear the crowd? Are people having a good time? Okay, look at those 3 things. Then 2 things you can feel. Where are you? Are you safely seated? Are you standing? Are you in a show? What are the 2 things you can feel? Are you having a beverage? Do you like it? These are good things. And the last thing of the 3, 2, 1 is one thing you can see moving. Is it the expression on your date? The company you're with? Look at the people you're having. Are they having a good time? Just like you can see that happening. If you see in a show, what's going on in the show? So this activates the sensory cortex of the brain and quiets the default mode network of self-monitoring your happiness. Okay, 3, 2, 1. 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can feel, and 1 thing you can see moving. 3, 2, 1. Hear, feel, move. Hear, feel, move. Okay, that's a great start. So pleasure and enjoyment is a side effect of life. It's not a command. You can't say, I should be enjoying this. I mean, you could say that, but it's not going to do anything to change your pleasure, your enjoyment, the situation. Okay, to start with, you're allowed to be here. Okay, it's okay for you to be here. If you've done everything you could, say you're on a date, you arranged everything, you made the reservation, you got booked a good restaurant, you wore nice clothes, took a shower, you're clean, you feel good about yourself, that's a great start. Okay? So get to the restaurant. You've done all you can do. You have to tip the maitre d' for a better seat. That depends on the restaurant. But anyway, the food's going to be what the food is. Hopefully it's a place you've read about, you know what it is. Or if it's a show or something, you're not in charge of the show. There's probably several hundred other people there to enjoy the show. So if they can enjoy it, you can probably enjoy it too. Okay, acceptance-based studies show that allowing the experience to happen without judgment, without evaluating the situation, reduces anxiety and increases emotional engagement. Okay, that's by Hayes et al. In the ACT. Sometimes the effect is caused by, like, your mind is jumping ahead to the future. What's next? What am I going to do next? What else do I have planned after this? Like if it's a date, what happens when you're done eating? Where do you go? If it's after the show, what do you do next? So you're trying to always plan, like, do you have a schedule and an agenda you got to keep? So what you can do is, like, park all those thoughts for the moment, okay? So if you're in this situation, you're going to be having fun, enjoy them now, okay? You can get to the later is going to come no matter what, okay? You've done what you could to plan for things, so just enjoy the moment. Worry about later. And you find out you don't have to worry at all, because life is just going to happen. So research on worry postponement shows that scheduling thinking time reduces intrusive thoughts, brings you back to the present. So your brain relaxes to know when there's a plan. It's going to get taken care of. Here's something that goes along with it. I'm sure you've probably heard of the movie Grumpy Old Men, or just the expression, he's a grumpy old guy, or whatever kind of stuff. The reason for that is as you age, adults live in anticipation. You're always looking forward, looking ahead. There's a lot going on in your brain. We lived a long time, had a lot of experiences. So that's why it's easy for kids to live in a moment. It's easy to give the kid a ball and a stick, and they're going to have fun for hours. Okay? As an adult, you're thinking, well, I got to take care of the garbage. I got to pay this. I got to pay that. I got to go here and drop the car off, get the dog to the vet. All these things are going on. And you're going to have a good time. Have a good time now. You'll get to those things when you have to get those things done. Okay, the skill presence can be retrained. Neuroplasticity studies confirm that even short daily grounding of where you are and the pleasure in your life and what's going on and what you should worry about, not worry about, helps you reshape your attention networks to the time that you're in. Okay, that's by Davidson McEwen. So if you struggle to enjoy moments time to time, it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with it. It just means you're absolutely normal. Okay, your brain is trying to anticipate things in the future, and it might not have all the information it needs to make good decisions about what's going to happen in the future. So you got to bring back to the present. Okay, so go with 3 things you can hear, 2 things you could see, 1 thing you could feel. What that does is it changes the mental environment for your brain and allows you to refocus on what's going on in the situation right now. So if you can, just write comments down below about situations that you didn't have a good time you thought you should have. It could be a vacation, relationship, quiet time, or even success moments. Okay? So that's pretty much it for today. Thanks for checking in. Stay tuned for more good videos.